William Scull might have just sabotaged his entire career in one fight. If you didn't know, William Scull fought Canelo Alvarez last night in Riyadh, where he lost by unanimous decision. Unfortunately, the fight was not well received, we'll just say. This backlash is mostly contributed by William Scull's fighting style, which, by the way, I want to talk about because I was fuming at the sheer stupidity of Skull's game plan. And no disrespect to Skull, he's probably a very lovely guy, but oh my god, man. How are you going to fumble this badly? Let me elaborate. His approach in this fight against Canelo was possibly one of the worst game plans I think I've seen really any world champion do. And just a reminder that William Skull was the IBF middleweight, super middleweight champion of the world. So he was, a world class opponent according to the IBF. Skull's game plan against Canelo was objectively flawed from the very beginning of the first bell. What Skull would do, I think I already mentioned this, is that he would run around, hit Canelo once or twice with a 1-2, and then he'd start moving again. He'd move left and right, left and right. Here's the problem. Canelo is a fighter that doesn't have a very high punch output, otherwise known as basically he doesn't punch much. You'll see at the end of a fight the statistics by CompuBox. He won't have much punches landed in comparison to other world champions, I should say. He's not, he's not some flashy fighter. He's slow, he breaks you down, he chases you a little bit, he cuts you off in the ring, and he tries to find you and break you down. And this game plan from Skull meant that he was never going to win on points either. Now, just a reminder that Skull was 23-0 going into this fight, but had only 9 knockouts. So he's not really the knockout kind of guy. He's the type of guy he'll take you to decision. So if he wasn't going to knock Canelo out, because if he couldn't knock out the lower tier guys, he's definitely not going to fucking knock out Canelo Alvarez, who's known for his chin, who survived who survived punches from guys like Gennady Golovkin, Triple G, who's a monster puncher. So he was never going to knock out Canelo. He needed to outpoint Canelo. So landing 1 or 2 punches in that fight is not going to do that. He should have landed far much more punches. Like, judges will use different metrics because the Canelo and Skull, they didn't land much punches, right? So if there's not much punches landed, the judges have to use different metrics. And most of the time, it's ring generalmanship and aggression and defense. All 3 elements Canelo's boxing style showcases pretty well. He has his big left hook that is a lot more evident and appealing to the judges than anything Skull was going to do. And then, as well as that, Skull was running away for the whole fight. And Canelo's aggression, he was always hunting down Skull, right? And while he was doing that, he took control of the ring. He was in the middle. He was controlling the pace of the fight. So since Skull didn't really land much punches, the judges could not give him the rounds because ultimately Canelo showcased the better criteria to give him points. So so from the very outset, Skull was destined to lose if this was always his game plan, which is shocking because he's an IBF world champion, or at least was before last night. I was so annoyed watching this last night because I want to just say I stayed up to 5 o'clock in the morning to watch this. So before I made this video, I wanted to re-watch the fight just to make sure I wasn't just salty or grumpy that I stayed up so late, because I was a bit tired yesterday. I worked for a good while yesterday, and then I came home and maybe I thought to myself, maybe you are just a bit grumpy. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Rewatch the fight. Search up in YouTube, guys. Search up in YouTube for Canelo v Skull highlights. They last for 3 minutes, and the end of it is literally just who won, which is Canelo. Oh, and do you know what the worst part is? The highlights were boring too. Oh, it was that bad that it was apparently the least amount of punches thrown, at least up there for one of the least amount of punches thrown in a 12-round fight ever. It beat Shannon Briggs versus that guy in like the 1990s. That's mad. And that is utterly mad to think about. Oh my god, that's it was a sin. It was a sin, and I'm gonna say why I thought it was such a sin. What's the lowest following count you've ever seen a world champion have? I'll give you some guesses. I'll give you 5 seconds. Maybe write in the comments. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have your answer down below? Because let me tell you, it was William Scull. He had about 23,000 followers on, say, Instagram, which sounds like a lot to some people, but he was a world champion. These guys at least usually have at least 100,000 followers. So I'm just giving you an idea on the level of fame that William Scull had. And before the Canelo fight, no one really heard of the guy. Just plain and simple, no one heard of the guy. So, Skull gets an opportunity. Fight Canelo Alvarez, the face of boxing itself. 6.5 million followers, so you know a good couple 100,000 followers are gonna watch Canelo fight, which means process of elimination. They're gonna watch William Scull fight. So this was William Scull's chance, win or lose, to really propel his career upwards. So what did he do, guys? Let's play a game of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You get a couple options. A, did he absolutely go balls to the wall and absolutely try to take out Canelo? B, did he use a lot of volume and try to take out Canelo? Sort of similar to how Bivol did. C, did he intelligently break down and use defensive prowess like Floyd Mayweather? Or D, was he the most boring guy I think I've ever seen in a boxing ring? If your answer was D, then congrats, you win like 2 bonus points. Way nice. It's a shame. It's actually a shame because William Scull had the opportunity to become a far bigger name than he was now. And I mean, he would make so much money. Like, think about it like this, okay? If you haven't heard of a guy, say, okay, a singer. Let's take a singer, for example. You never heard of them. And they sing a song and they really rock the world, rock your ears. It's like heaven to your ears, Fred. You're going to want to watch them. You're going to follow them. If William Scull performed in a fan-friendly way last night, he would have really propelled the trajectory of his career. He would have made so much more money. Because first impressions matter when you look at someone. Yeah? Especially in boxing. And after last night, there's no one who is going to pay €20 out of their pockets to see William Scull fight unless he's got lucky again and fights another big name, like Canelo level. But no one's going to watch a Scull fight for Scull. And that's an issue because he's a world champ. He was a world champion. He's world-class material. As per IBF, he had the belt. He was the world champion. How? Last night, and he would hit Canelo maybe twice every 30 seconds, and then he would go. He'd run, he'd move laterally, so left to right, and he did this for the entire fight. He never adapted, he never changed. He just did the same thing. And since he was that busy moving, Canelo obviously... And now, to be fair to Scull, Canelo could have done a bit more himself. No doubt about it. Canelo could have shifted up a gear or two, maybe. Took him out. But Canelo didn't. So overall, the fight ended up being a hard watch. Which really sucked, because I stayed up to 5 o'clock in the fucking morning for that, by the way. But it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. A good thing is, though, the rest of the card was really good. I really enjoyed seeing Bakuli versus Ajagba. I loved seeing Munguia versus Saras. And I thought the Badu Jack versus McKillian fight was pretty good, you know? And even seeing that guy in the very beginning, what's his name? Marco Verde, he was really good. You know? So thankfully, a stacked undercard, so it made up for it. Like, it was really good. But overall, the one fight, we stayed up so late for, at least in Ireland anyways. Tragic. It was very tragic, and that's a shame because William Skull could have become such a bigger name if he gave the Canelo the fight of his life. That, like I said earlier, the highlights lasted 3 minutes, and even the highlights were boring. That's how bad the fight was. Ugh. As Chris Eubank would say, this was not stupendous. No, this was not Rastafari. That joke was stupid, my apologies. Essentially, a summary of this entire situation is Skull could have really changed his life if he just boxed in a fan-friendly manner that people were excited to watch. And now that everyone just seen him for the first time, now that he's finally had a fight with a big global audience, probably not a lot of promoters will want to see him fight now because they think, oh well, they see this backlash happening on social media and they think, yeah, nah, we're good, chief, we're good. You have fun there with your 3 million. To be fair, maybe Skull did it just to take get the bag. Who knows? But maybe that would be insulting to him too. I don't know. But again, I just, by the way, before I end this video, I do want to say I have nothing against William Skull. He's probably a lovely human being. This is more of a critique video, so do not take anything to offense, Mr. William Skull, if you are for some reason watching this. But it is what it is. But hopefully, maybe Skull will take this as a way to reevaluate his boxing style and maybe change a few things up. Like maybe throw more shots, throw more punches, add a bit more variety in there. Because last night I don't think was enough to really get the win. Because Bevel did something similar to William Skull, but the way Bevel did it was much better. He threw volume, he threw heaps and heaps and heaps of punches on top of moving out of the way. Do you know what I mean? Skull only did half of that. He moved out of the way, he never threw volume, and that's what really cost him the fight there last night. But hey, he was a champion, so we'll have to see. But hey, that's me for this video. If you enjoyed it for some reason, like and subscribe, and have a good day, guys. Happy boxing.